Proceed tayo class no dito sa ating next topic sa Intermediate Accounting 2, Employee Benefits. Okay, so ano ba exactly itong employee benefits? No? Employee benefits are all forms of consideration of an entity in exchange for, number one, services rendered by employees or termination of employment. Okay, so syempre class, kung ikaw ay isang empleyado sa kumpanya, no? Kung ikaw ay empleyado sa isang kumpanya, so syempre bilang empleyado, you provide services to your employer. And as a return for your services na pinoprovide, bibigyan kanya ng mga consideration like sweldo, allowances, and other benefits. No? So tawag natin doon sa mga nare-receive mo as empleyado ng isang kumpanya, employee benefits. Okay? And ang common example class ng employee benefits ay salary. Okay? Yung sweldo na nare-receive natin twice a month. No? Yan. Pinaka-popular example ng employee benefits. Okay? And accordingly, class, no, employee benefits din ang tawag sa mga consideration na ibinibigay ng entity sa kanyang employee in exchange for termination of employment. Okay? Consider din yon as employee benefit. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga inclusion dito sa employee benefits? So, number one, um, may tinatawag tayong post-employment benefits. Okay? And ang popular example nito, class, no, yung tinatawag nating retirement benefit. Okay? Post-employment benefits. And ito, class, ang focus natin dito sa employee benefits. Yung accounting for post-employment benefits. Okay? Ayan. Next, yung tinatawag nating short-term employee benefits. Siyempre, pag sinabi nating short-term, ibig sabihin, payable yan within 12 months or less, no? Short-term employee benefits. And siyempre, example ng class, no? Siyempre, yung salary, ayan, short-term employee benefits yun kasi payable within 12 months or less, no? Ganon din yung tinatawag nating vacation leave and sick leave. So, yung mga paid leaves, no? So, pasok din yon sa tinatawag nating short-term employee benefits. Okay? Vacation leave and sick leave or mga paid leaves. Okay? So, in case lang naman na ngayon nyo palang narinig yung term na yan or di pa kayo familiar dyan sa mga terms na yan, no? Generally kasi class, no? No work, no pay. No work, no pay. That is, kapag absent ka sa trabaho, di ka pumasok, ibig sabihin, wala kang sweldo for that day. Okay, kasi nga, generally, no work, no pay. Okay. However, meron tayong mga tinatawag na leaves or paid leaves. So, ibig sabihin, kahit absent ka sa araw na yon, kahit absent ka or naka-leave ka sa araw na yon, still, babayaran ka pa rin for that day. Okay? You need to file vacation leave or sick leave. Depende sa iyong purpose ng absent. So, syempre, kung may sakit ka, absent ka dahil nagkaroon ka ng sakit, nilagnat ka, nilagnat ka lang, hindi ka pumasok. So, syempre, you need to file sick leave para at least bayad ka for that day, okay, ng iyong absence. So, syempre, kung vacation leave, depende sa purpose ng iyong leave. Okay? Next, we have termination benefits. So, kanina class, binanggit na natin to, no? Binanggit na natin yan sa definition ng employee benefits, no? Yung termination benefits. And last, yung tinatawag nating other long-term benefits. So, syempre, class, no? Other long-term. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung mga payable beyond 12 months kasi nga long-term. Okay? And ang popular example nito, class, yung tinatawag nating long-term paid absences. Okay? Para din siyang vacation leave at sick leave sa short-term benefits. However, syempre, dahil long-term ito, long-term paid absences to. So, ito yung mga beyond 12 months na. Okay? So, ito yung mga employee benefits. And again, class, ang focus ng topic natin dito sa employee benefits, yung post-employment benefits. Popular example, Nabanggit ko na kanina, retirement benefits. Ayan, retirement benefits. So, kung hindi ka pa familiar, what exactly itong retirement benefits, so nilagay ko na din yung kanyang definition. Retirement benefits refer to the compensation and other incentives that individuals receive after they cease employment. Ayan, after they cease employment, typically upon reaching specified retirement age. Ang common class na retirement age ay 60 to 65 years old. Ibig sabihin, class, no, kapag naging 60 years old ka na, ayan, kapag ang age mo ay naging 60 years old na at ikaw ay empleyado pa rin ng isang kumpanya, they need to cease your employment dahil syempre matanda ka na, no, senior, ayan. They will cease or they will cease your employment. And syempre, in exchange for that, in exchange for ceasing your employment, bibigyan ka niya, no, ng financial compensation and other incentives. So, tawag natin doon sa ibinibigay nila sa'yo na compensation on that for your retirement benefits. Okay. So, yan yung tinatawag nating pension, no? Yung iba tinatawag yang pension. So, basically, yung pension, ayan, retirement benefit yan, no? Yung tinatawag nating pension na nare-receive ng ating mga kaanak, no, na senior citizens. So, retirement benefit yun. Okay? Another example ng post-employment benefits. So, yan, post-employment life insurance and post-employment medical care. Ang post-employment benefits plus, no, or yung retirement benefit plan na tinatawag, no. Yan. Sulat ko lang ha. Retirement benefit plan. Ang retirement benefit plan class, no, it can be formal. Okay, it can be formal. Formal meaning naka-indicate talaga yan sa contract of employment, no? Kasama yan sa mga marireceive mong benefits bilang empleyado ng isang kumpanya. So naka-state siya doon sa agreement, naka-indicate. Tawag natin doon sa mga case na yon, formal retirement benefit plan. Okay? Meron din naman tayong tinatawag na informal. Pag sinabi nating informal class, no, ito naman yung mga retirement benefit plan na nag-i-exist lang sa company dahil naging practice na ng company. Hindi ito naka-indicate sa agreement or sa contract, pero pina-practice na siya doon sa company na yon. Merong mga ganong company class, no? May mga ganong talagang company. Hindi siya naka-state sa iyong contract that they practice, but they practice na pagbibigay ng retirement benefit. Nakaugalian na kumbaga, no? So tawag natin doon informal. Okay, sa mga ganong instances. And meron ding mga retirement benefit plan class na established naman ng ating batas or established by the law. Okay? Sa Pilipinas, meron tayong tinatawag na Republic Act number 7641 or yung Retirement Pay Law. Okay? So, ang purpose lang naman ng law na to is to provide minimum retirement benefits for qualified private sector employees without a retirement plan. Ibig sabihin, class, itong batas na to ay para sa mga empleyado ng private sector. Okay? Yung mga employee naman ng public sector, that is, yung mga empleyado naman ng government, ito naman yung batas para sa kanila pagdating sa retirement benefit. Yung Republic Act number 8291 or the GSIS Act. Okay? Para naman ito sa mga employees. Government employees. Next, we have post-employment benefits pa rin, and it can be classified as either defined contribution plans or defined benefit plans. No? Defined contribution plans or defined benefit plans. Defined contribution plans and defined benefit plans. So, ang common sa kanila, class, no, parehas sila merong plans. Okay, plans. Pag sinabi nating plans, class, no, ibig sabihin na yan yung agreement or arrangement. Okay, arrangement. And ang retirement benefit plan Such plans may be contributory or non-contributory. Yan. Pag sinabi natin contributory, ibig sabihin, parehas ang empleyado at employer na nagko-contribute dun sa retirement benefit plan. Parehas silang may contribution, parehas silang may ambag. Okay? On the other hand naman, yung tinatawag nating non-contributory, employer lang ang nagko-contribute dun sa retirement benefit plan. Okay? And such plans may be funded or unfunded. Okay? Pag sinabi nating funded class, no, there is a separate fund na hawak ng tinatawag nating funding agency. Okay? Funding agency, merong third party na nagmamanage ng retirement fund ng isang kumpanya. Okay? And yung funding agency na yan or yung third party na yan, yan yung responsible for making retirement, for paying retirement benefits dun sa mga retiring employees. Okay. Merong third party, merong funding agency na humahawak ng um, retirement benefit fund ng isang kumpanya. On the other hand naman, yung tinatawag nating unfunded, so no funding agency, walang third party na humahawak ng pondo. Dahil walang third party na humahawak ng pondo kapag unfunded, the entity is paying the retirement benefits. Okay? So, proceed tayo class no dun sa defined contribution plan. Okay? So, ano ba exactly itong defined contribution plan? Kaya nga siya defined contribution. Meron ng definite na contribution. Defined contribution plan. Dahil defined contribution siya class no, the entity makes a specific amount or definite amount of contribution. Okay? Meron ng definite amount ng contribution dun sa separate fund. Okay? However, class, kapag defined contribution, hindi nga lang nakaspecify exactly yung retirement benefit na marireceive ng employee. Hindi clear, no? Hindi defined. Ang defined lang dito yung amount ng contribution dun sa separate fund. Okay? At dahil hindi defined ang retirement benefit na marireceive ng empleyado, therefore, yung risk nasa employee. Nasa employee yung risk. The risk that the retirement benefit may be insufficient na kay employee. Kasi nga, hindi naman defined yung amount na marireceive niya. Nakabase lang ito sa kung gaano kadami ang fund dahil sa contributions. No? Okay? Next, we have defined benefit plan. So, ito na. Defined benefit plan. Defined na this time yung benefit. Meron lang malinaw na amount ng benefit. Kaya under ng defined benefit plan, an employee is guaranteed a definite amount of benefit. Kasi nga, defined benefit plan. Therefore, yung risk that the retirement benefit may be insufficient rests with the employer. Na kay employer na ang risk this time. Okay? Na kay employer na ang risk this time. Dahil kailangan niyang i-fulfill yung guaranteed na amount ng retirement benefit ng empleyado. Okay? So, syempre, kung nagkulang yung kanyang fund, nagkulang yung kanyang pera to provide that definite amount of benefit sa empleyado niya, then si employer na ang bahalang gumawa ng paraan para ma-fulfill no, yung definite amount ng retirement benefit. Okay? So, I hope maliwanag class no, sa pagkakaiba ng defined contribution and defined benefit plan. Next is accounting for defined contribution plan. Okay, napaka-straightforward lang class ng accounting for defined contribution plan. Dahil wala itong tinatawag na mga actuarial assumptions. Okay? Yung actuarial assumptions class sa defined benefit plan ko na lang ipapaliwanag kung ano ba exactly yung ibig sabihin ng actuarial assumptions. But dito naman sa accounting for defined contribution plan, wala namang mga ganyan dahil straightforward ang accounting for defined contribution plan. Straightforward siya kasi class, we just recognize expense for the contribution in the period it is payable. So basically, yung mga contributions na nilalagay dun sa fund, nire-recognize lang natin yon as expense. Okay? As expense. No? Any unpaid contribution is recognized as an accrued expense, liability, sa madaling salita. Kapag mayroong mga unpaid contribution to the fund, and kapag mayroon naman mga excess contribution, so kapag may mga sobra-sobrang amount naman na kinontribute, yung excess shall be recognized as prepaid expense. Pero merong limitation. But in general, kapag merong mga excess contribution sa fund, we recognize that as prepaid expense. Okay, ayan. Pag unpaid contribution, syempre accrued expense. Kapag excess contribution, prepaid expense. Pero may limit. May limit nga lang dun sa pag-recognize ng prepaid expense. Okay, so illustration tayo. Plus, no, ng accounting for defined contribution plan. Ayan. Ang requirement ng problem dito, we need to prepare journal entries. Ayan, we need to prepare journal entries. So, Baby Monster Retirement Plan provides for an annual contribution of 1 million pesos to a fund managed by a funding agency. So, ibig sabihin funded, no? Funded yung kanilang defined contribution plan dahil merong funding agency na kumahawak ng kanilang pondo, no? Nagko-contribute sila ng 1 million pesos. So, definite amount ng contribution is 1 million. The fund is separate and to be used solely for the retirement benefits of employees. The amount to be received by a retirement employee is dependent on the amount of contributions to the fund and its investment income. So, yan. The risk rest with the employee dahil defined contribution plan ito. No? The entity made the following contributions to the fund. So, we have year 20X1, 1.2 million. Year 20X2, 700,000 lang. Tapos year 20X3, 1.50 million. Ang requirement class, no, is to prepare journal entries to record the contributions. No? Napaka-straightforward lang class, no, ang accounting for defined contribution plan. Kasi nga sabi doon sa previous slide kanina, we just recognize expense para doon sa amount ng contribution. In this case, class, the retirement benefit expense is 1 million. Kasi yan yung defined contribution, 1 million. Kaya ang expense natin ay 1 million pesos. Retirement benefit expense. Ang credit natin, class, syempre for the year 20X1, yung actual na contribution, 1.2 million. Kaya lang, hindi pa balanse ang ating entry. Okay? Any excess contribution is charged to prepaid expense. Kaya ang natitirang debit natin dyan, prepaid expense account, prepaid retirement benefits. Okay, yung excess na contribution. 1 million lang yung contribution dapat, pero nagbigay si entity 1.2 million. Sobra ng 200,000. Therefore, the 200,000 amount is prepaid expense. Okay? Year 20X2, so ganun pa rin, plus no, the retirement benefit expense ay palaging 1 million. Kasi yan yung defined contribution amount eh. So yan lagi ang retirement benefit expense. However, ang credit natin class na 700,000 sa cash ay kulang. Sa year 20X2, kulang siya ng inambag from 1 million, dapat na 1 million rather, 700,000 yung pinontribute. Therefore, may kulang pang 300,000. Okay? However, class nung year 1, sobra naman siya ng 200,000. Therefore, yung sobra na yan, ia-apply naman sa kakulangan niya sa year 20X2. Yung sobrang contribution niya, ia-apply na lang yan sa year 20X2. Okay? 200,000. Kasi 200,000 yung kay ano, 200,000 yung prepaid retirement. Kaya lang kulang pa din. Kasi class, considering yung kanyang advance na 200,000 at yung contribution niyang 700,000 ngayong 20X2, 900,000 ang aggregate na. So kulang pa siya ng 100,000 piso. Kaya yung natitirang credit side, liability account, accrued retirement benefits. Okay. 100,000. Okay, 100,000. Kulang siya sa 20x2 ng 100,000. Okay. Sa 20x3 class, no? So, ganun pa din, the retirement benefit expense is still 1 million. Tapos, we credit the actual contribution, 1,050,000. So, this time naman, class, no? Sobra ulit si Baby Monster ng contribution. 1,050,000 yung kanyang kinontribute na dapat 100,000 lang. Okay. However, class, nung 20x2, meron pa siyang kulang na 100,000. Okay? Therefore, yung natitirang debit dyan as partial settlement nung sa kakulangan niya na accrued retirement benefit na liability. Kaya yung 50,000, i-apply muna dun sa kulang niya ng 20x2. Okay, i-apply muna natin to. Okay, so I hope class na maliwanag. I hope maliwanag so far ang accounting for defined contribution plan. So, ganito lang ang accounting for defined contribution plan. Very straightforward lang siya. Okay. So, proceed tayo class dito sa frequently asked questions ng accounting for defined contribution plan. Frequently asked question number 1, how much is the retirement benefit expense for the year 20x2? Siyempre, answer natin dyan, no, yung 1 million pesos. Okay, yan yung account or yung amount na naka-charge sa retirement benefit expense. Frequently asked question number 2. So, ito yung mga frequently asked questions class, no, ng accounting for defined contribution plan na might be mag-appear sa mga quizzes nyo at sa exams. No. Number 2, how much is the prepaid expense or accrued expense as of year-end 20x3? So, syempre class, no, meron tayong 100 dito. Tapos, meron tayong kabuwasang 50 dito. Therefore, ang answer natin dito is 50,000 na accrued expense sa frequently asked question number 2. Okay? Okay? Or pwede rin naman ganito, class, no, sa frequently asked question number 2. Okay? Ilan ba yung defined contribution? So, tatlong 1 million. 1, 2, 3. 3 million. So, 3 million dapat yung amount na dapat kinontribute na ni Baby Monster Corporation. However, yung actual niya, isang 1.2, isang 700, at isang 1,050,000. Okay? Pag pinag-aggregate natin yan, class, no? Um, yung 1.2, tsaka 700, tsaka 1,050,000, 2.9 million, oh sorry, 2,950,000. 950,000 lang yung actual na kinontribute. Ibig sabihin, dapat 3 billion. Tapos yung actual na contribution lang ni Baby Monster, 2.95 million. Therefore, kulang pa siya ng 50,000. Therefore, that is accrued expense. Okay, so I hope maliwanag dun sa alternative solution. Okay, so proceed tayo sa ating last problem for defined contribution plan. Okay, so illustration number 2, defined contribution plan pa rin tayo plus, no? So basically, ito na yung ating last problem for this topic. And syempre, sasagutin lang natin yung mga frequently asked question na maaaring mag-appear sa inyong mga exams and quizzes. No? Yung frequently asked questions ng topic ng defined contribution plan. So, Hana Company has a defined contribution plan that covers its existing employees. The terms of the plan require Hana to contribute 4% of the annual salaries to the retirement plan each year. So, class, no, defined contribution plan din ito. Hindi nga lang definite yung amount, but definite naman amount or definite naman yung rate ng contribution, which is 4%. No? 4% daw ng annual salaries. The payroll contribution shows the annual salaries and contributions made. Okay, as follows. So, frequently asked question number one, how much is the retirement benefit expense for the year 20x2 profit or loss? So, syempre, ang sagot natin dyan, we simply multiply the annual salaries of 20x2, 9.7 million by 4%, which is 388,000 pesos. So, yan yung answer natin sa number 1, 388,000. Okay, so alisin ko lang class ha para magbigay ng room dun sa frequently asked question number 2. How much is the prepaid expense or accrued expense as of year 20x2? So, syempre class, no? Uh, we compare lang the amount should be contributed and the actual contributions made. Okay? And accordingly, as of year 20x2, dapat 4% na ng gross payroll ng 20x1 and 20x2, yun na contribute. So we have here total 716,000. However, class, kapag kinompare natin ang 716,000 sa actual na contributions made to the fund, sobra-sobra na pala si Hana Company ng kinontribute. Dapat 716 lang, pero yung kinontribute niya, 776. So, merong difference na 60,000 pesos. 716 minus 776 equals 60. Okay. Therefore, dahil sobra na siya ng contributions made to the fund, yung 60,000 is prepaid expense. Yan yung answer natin sa frequently asked question number 2. Prepaid expense na 60,000 pesos. Okay? And class, that concludes our topic for the accounting for defined contribution plan. So I hope na naging clear naman sa inyo yung ating topic, no, for the defined contribution plan. Next topic natin, class, syempre yung complex naman, no? Ang accounting for defined contribution plan is straightforward. However, yung next topic natin, accounting for defined benefit plan is complex dahil meron ng mga actuarial assumptions na kinoconsider. Yan yung susunod nating pag-uusapan dito sa Intermediate Accounting 2. Okay? So, syempre class, kung gusto nyo pang mag-continue ako sa pag-upload ng mga video lessons dito sa YouTube. So, I hope na i-like nyo tong video and i-subscribe nyo na rin yung ating YouTube channel. No? So wala namang bayad yung ating subscription. You just simply click subscribe at malaking bagay na yun sa akin. Okay, so if you wish to continue, so ayan, subscribe nyo lang at i-like nyo lang tong video and i-share nyo na rin, syempre, kung nakatulong sa iyo tong mga video lessons natin. So might as well makatulong din ito sa mga hindi pa tayo na-discover dito sa YouTube. Okay, so ayun class. Um, Hanggang dito na lang muna tayo sa ating employee benefits. Next topic natin, defined benefit plan.